The following episode of the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters was originally broadcast on November 11th, 2025.
Welcome to Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. And now here's your host, the president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, Pam Tumpap. Good morning, Pam. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Gary. I am wonderful. How are you this morning?
Very good, very good.
We are having a great high coming off of the Made in Maui County Festival, our 12th annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. And today's a beautiful Veterans Day.
Yes.
Just want to shout out to all our veterans and their families. Thank you so much for your amazing service, and we celebrate you today.
And Mother Nature was kind enough not to rain on the Maui County Festival, right? Made in Maui County.
We just escaped.
But it's good. We needed the rain. We had some good rain.
We did need the rain, and we are feeling very blessed, I will tell you, particularly up country. Well, I'm sure across the island, to be honest with you. But yes, and thank you, Gary, for all you do to help produce this show. We so appreciate you.
Thank you for doing all that you do at the Chamber.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're going to have a great day, everyone. We are going to first talk to a wonderful partner of ours, Roseann Freitas of the Building Industry Association of Hawaii, and get an update on the amazing activities the association is working on. We're going to celebrate this past weekend's Made in Maui County Festival with a quick update, and then we're going to hear from one of our new vendors this year, Haleakala Farms, and learn about what they do and their experience. But first, let me introduce you to Roseann Freitas, who is a returning guest if you've listened in before. She is the Chief Executive Officer at the Building Industry Association of Hawaii, known as BIA Hawaii, which is the voice of the construction industry in Hawaii. She is a recognized leader in her field with over 9 years' experience as an NKBA Voices of Industry presenter and over 2 years as a faculty member on the Executive Women International Academy of Leadership program. Her mission is to promote the interests and values of BIA Hawaii and its members and to foster trust, collaboration, and innovation in the building industry. Good morning, Roseann. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Hey, good morning, Pam.
Thank you. Good morning. So I'm so excited to hear, well, we want to get some updates on programs, but first, if you can share with everybody the core mission of BIA Hawaii and the organization's different levels and activities.
Thank you, because there's a lot when you look at BIA, and people know us for different reasons. Some people know us for the home show, some people know us for advocacy, and some know us for education. And those are all three things that we do. So at BIA Hawaii, we represent the residential construction market. So the people who build homes, whether it's multifamily homes, whether it's a single-family home, anything that touches the home. So we sit under the National Association of Home Builders out of Washington, D.C., that also keeps an eye on all of that construction in the residential sector throughout the country. So we have a great partner in D.C. that can really help us here in Hawaii with some of the issues that we face, right? Because housing is very expensive across the country, but especially here.
Absolutely. And we saw that you, at your annual meeting, put on a phenomenal presentation, bringing in an analyst from Washington, D.C. to talk about home building across the nation, where a lot of our challenges are seen across the nation, but of course at a heightened state here in Hawaii. And it was a really amazing presentation that enlightened people about the crisis that we're facing and what our next generation is facing in terms of how difficult it will be to be able to afford their own home.
Exactly. And so bringing in those economists at that level, as well as being able to hear what we're find locally with those numbers is really important for us to understand. But it's not just the numbers. I think she was great at expressing some of the frustration that the younger generation is feeling because of their inability to afford to buy a home. And how are we going to solve this? And right now, there's just, as we know, a lot of uncertainty at that federal level. So everybody's a little nervous, but when the interest rates came down again a little bit, that was a good sign.
Yes, it is a good sign, and we hope it continues, and we hope it'll help us again stimulate home building, because again, we're so far behind right now, especially on Maui, but across the state as well. And prices have risen, and we're seeing just a growing gap of for people being able to afford buying a home, not only now, but a growing in the future. So
if you look at it, Pam,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Roseann, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, if you look at it with the medium-priced home over $1 million on Maui and on Oahu, that's just not affordable for anybody. So that's one of our challenges that we really got to figure out how we solve that, so we don't just keep losing our young generation.
Absolutely. And on that front, you have been on the forefront, on advocacy. We do a lot of legislative work. So do you. Can you share a little bit about your advocacy efforts?
So we have a lobbyist that just sits here on Oahu at the state level and at the county level, and just listens to what's happening. Because as you know, there is so much going on at the legislation. And obviously with the state, that happens in the winter, but for the counties, it's year-round. So we have to keep an eye. We have to see what bills are being introduced and see how that does impact building a home from the lens of the builder. So when you make legislation, you do need everybody's input, right? Everybody has a different lens and how they view it and how that is going to impact us here in Hawaii. And so that's the voice we bring to the table is, yes, some of these ideas are really great, but here's what this does to the cost of a house. And that takes us further and further away from being able to afford them. So there has to, from our viewpoint, there has to be a balance of some of those regulations so that people can still have actually a home to live in.
Yes, absolutely. And I would add investment, on a state level as well and county level, in addition, on infrastructure development, because a lot of that over recent decades has been pushed on the developers, which once made affordable housing affordable, and now is when you push that onto the development and all the carrying costs and the greater expense, takes it to a heightened level that is not affordable, as you pointed out. And in addition to all that, you have amazing educational programs. Let's talk about some of those programs, and then I'd like to follow up with a question on a recent program you were looking to do on Maui.
Yes, so what we provide is for the current industry, we provide that ongoing education. So from OSHA 30, OSHA 10, EM 385, which is a government required course, to all safety courses. We provide those here to keep the industry trained and updated, because safety should be the number one factor on the construction, because there's a lot going on, and maintaining safety and awareness is really important. So we handle a lot of those, but we do also education on leadership, as well as maybe some entrepreneurial ideas for people in construction. So we provide a plethora of courses that we're pretty excited about for the ongoing industry, but we also provide workforce development coming into the industry. And that's the one that we've really been focused on for Maui. Is we have been doing this here for just over a year now with our pre-apprenticeship construction training, which we call PACT. As a 6-week curriculum that is really an introduction into the trades, gives them a little taste of each one, really with a strong emphasis on construction, because understanding hammers and nails and all that is really important. And 70% of that curriculum is hands-on. So getting them ready to whether they want to go right to a private company or get on with the company with the union and get into the unions, or for even those who now find that maybe college is something they want to do. Those are the type of education. So, hey, Pam, let's talk about what we're going to be bringing to Maui.
Yes, I know that you were working to bring this course to Maui, still are. It had to be postponed. Tell us a little bit about why it got postponed, how it's going to serve our industry here in Maui, and when you expect it to happen again.
So we were really heartbroken when we had to postpone it, but we did. It was just a postponement, and it came down to funding. As with everything right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in that world of funding. And for the students that we serve, they cannot pay for the course themselves. And for us, we have to have a certain amount paid for just to make the course happen. And we had some funding, and then about a month prior, the rest of it fell out, and we just couldn't get funding fast enough. However, since then, we've been working on it, and so we have now rescheduled, Pam, for February 16th through March 27th on Maui. So if there are people still interested, please go to our website at biahawaii.org under our education tab, and you can go in and sign up or email the person to get more information.
And you were also looking at bringing in some students from like Molokai possibly, and maybe needing some housing accommodations. Is that still something that you're looking at? If people were willing to put up a student in their home for during the coursework over the period of time?
Most definitely, we could consider that, because that was the challenge. So for students to come to any course, they needed to have the organization that was sponsoring it needed to make sure where they were staying and that they were host homes. So there's a little more legwork that has to be done on that, but most definitely something we would want to consider, because it's really hard for Lanai and Molokai to get some of this training without having to go to Maui.
Right. And how long is the course? And if somebody had a space in their home that they could make available to one of these amazing construction students, when would the period be that, obviously I'm guessing the 16th through March 7th, but is it every day or every weekend, or what are they looking at in terms of a housing accommodation?
So the course is Monday through Friday, and it is from like 8:30 to 4. So it is an all day. They would probably not fly back and forth, right? That's just not really cost effective. But maybe obviously on the weekend, I go home and be with family.
Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. So, it's just a few weeks that we're looking for some housing accommodations. And if you are interested in that and are able to provide it, please reach out to Roseann at BIA Hawaii. What number can they call, Roseann?
To call our main number, it's 808-628-7500.
Fabulous, because so many people are wanting to share their homes with, especially students from Molokai and Lanai, understanding how difficult it is to be able to afford a hotel during that time or stay somewhere else. And again, they're students, so we also want them to have some supervision while they're here during the on a different island for the course. But so many people bring in people from across the globe over the summers or help out over Christmas vacations and such. So if you have a place in your home and you might be able to house one of these students and help out and help this program and help them gain the skills they need for an amazing career in the construction industry, this is a phenomenal gift. So I hope you'll reach out. And tell us, Roseann, about your home show. What's coming up in 2026?
Oh, wow. So as you can imagine, our home show is always in January. And so we're in the thick of it right now because it takes so much time to plan those shows. But we're excited this year because one of the things that always happens in our January show is we're always the weekend of an NFL playoff. So unfortunately, the NFL would not work with me and move their games. So we actually are partnering with ESPN Honolulu at the home show. They will be there all weekend. On the Sunday, they will be showing both of the playoff games. But on the Friday and Saturday, they'll be showing other sport opportunities, but also interviewing some of the athletes as well as some of the construction people. So we have a name for it. It's going to be the ESPN Fan Cave. A play on that man cave, but it's for all fans. So, yeah, we're excited. And, of course, we're going to have all of those wonderful vendors there to help people who really need to redo their home. I mean, we talked about how expensive it is to buy a home. So a lot of people are having to adjust their homes to keep their families all together with that multi-generational. So it's a great place to have all those people in one area.
I just love your home show. I mean, the breadth of the products you bring in. And folks, if you are remodeling or building or friends and family who are doing that, it's a great place to see new and upcoming products. Each year there's new, innovative, and more sustainable products coming out. There's products that last, decades, if not hundreds of years longer. There's so many interesting things to see, and so many new choices. I highly recommend that you go to the home show.
So here's the deal, Pam. Our home show is actually January 23rd through 25th, 2026, just around the corner. But what we'll do is Pam will send you guys a code so that you can share with your listeners and your members that allow them to get into the show for free. So we'll get that
we
code
would love
to
that.
you. And that would be, especially as one of our partners and one of our members, we really appreciate that.
Oh, it would be my great honor and pleasure to do that. And so you heard it here first, folks. If for our chamber members and for the community, we are going to get you a code to help you get into that show for free. So we hope you'll take advantage of it. Of course, it is on Oahu, but it is well worth the investment. Make it a fun and family-friendly weekend, or visit your relatives. It's going to be great. And you're going to see so many amazing products there. You're also going to see a lot of Maui companies there. So you're going to get to visit your Maui friends as well, because our industry definitely participates in that show as well.
Yes, you do. And we have some wonderful members that are really great because they service all of our islands, which we all need that, and hire that person locally as well.
Yeah, it is a spectacular show. How many people do you get there each year?
The show back in the day, right, Pam, used to be lots and lots of people. Obviously, buying habits have changed. COVID changed a lot of that, and people are doing a lot more online shopping. So it most definitely has impacted our numbers. But we're anticipating probably around 2,000 to 3,000 serious buyers. That's probably the bigger thing, is really trying to get that targeted market for those companies in there. But we're thinking with ESPN in there and the show, with doing the NFL playoff game, I think we'll pull more. Last year we were competing with the Chinese New Year and the January show, and then our August show was during the Blue Angels weekend. So all the planning, you can be hit with some other activities that are fun as well. But we are anticipating a good group.
We have that issue on Maui. We're trying to get all of our nonprofits to go to a single calendar so we can all see what each other's doing, because we all start booking facilities, and then as time moves forward, you start realizing, oh, wait, somebody else has something on that day, or the day before, the day after. And it's a challenge in a very active community with associations and nonprofits. Yeah. But a good problem to have, and you always do such an amazing time. It's just such an amazing show and an amazing time. So I love that, and I definitely will put that on my calendar now, so I don't miss that. But we appreciate that tremendous offer. Tell us about any other things, Roseann, that are coming up for you in 2026 that you'd like to highlight, or just keep us, tracking.
Oh, well, actually, we have one that we're really excited about. So we mentioned earlier, we sit under the National Association of Home Builders, NAHB. Well, in NAHB, we sit in what they call Area 14. It's us and California. So normally we have an Area 14 event, and it's always held in California. But next year, we're having it here. So March 12th and 13th, we'll be doing the Area 14 conference, and it's a leadership conference. So we'll have a local talent presenting, but we'll also have people from NAHB to share how they work, right, and how they partner with us here locally. So we're really excited about that opportunity. And I actually went to the Area 15 meeting in Washington, and as soon as they found out we're doing one, all of a sudden now Washington's coming. So we're pretty excited. We think we'll pull people from the mainland, but we know we'll pull people here locally amongst all of our islands.
Oh, that's going to be tremendous. So where are you holding that?
Well, because obviously cost is an issue, we're actually holding it at our building. So Pam, you've been in our building. We actually have a beautiful 2-story building in Waipahu, and we're really excited to bring people into our space to show them what we do there, especially the hands-on training portion, because we do have that workshop area they can see where all the students get to go through.
Well, it is an awesome building and an awesome tour. Last time I was there, you took me down to the workshop, which is not a small workshop. It's a very big workshop where they run students through training programs, which is phenomenal. They have a spectacular meeting space, a great space also in the lobby when you come in for people who are coming in and need to do a little work around some of their other meetings to get to know the staff. A phenomenal space where you can sit and get some other things done while you're having other meetings or waiting for a class, and a great reception area. I'm thrilled. You definitely have the space, and that's a phenomenal place to hold it because everybody will really cherish what you're doing there.
Yes, that's our goal.
It's awesome. Well, woman, you rock. I just love all of the things that you're constantly working on and doing in this space for the building industry, but also all the partnerships that you do abroad. You work with so many other partners. I think we first met through the Small Business Administration and got to know each other that way. You're involved in so many realms in the community and working hard to build those alliances and support your mission with BIA. Thank you for everything you do. We truly appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Pam. I mean, especially coming from you, who you are one amazing woman, especially how you fight for Maui and what they need over there. So that is pretty awesome, too.
Oh, thank you so much, Roseann. Well, it's always great to have you on the show. We'll do it again, and we should do it again coming up before your January event. So we'll try and get you back on to give us an update on what's coming up with the home show in January.
Sounds great. We'll do.
Thank you. We'll have a wonderful Veterans Day and just a beautiful day in general.
Thank you. Yeah, and happy Veterans Day to all those listeners.
Thank you. Aloha. Well, I just want to give everybody a quick update. We are so excited to be coming off our 12th annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. Really, the community support and aloha spirit was unmatched this year. It was just a phenomenal year, and it was, as Roseann said, we escaped the rain. It was kind of a funny weather thing happening there. It was very warm, and then people were excited to see the cloud cover, and then they didn't want to see the cloud cover because they didn't want it to rain, and the cloud cover moved away, and then they were warm again. And so it was kind of a bit of a back and forth, but it was a glorious day at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center, and there's a reason we do it there every year with the big white tents. It's just a great showcase for our tremendous makers, and really just there's such a beacon of local pride, and people just packed in, as always, to come and see them. The line started early on Saturday morning to gear up for the big festival day. And so all the way down to Kahului Beach Road, people were lining up to be part of the first 2,000 in the door to get that free festival tote. And it changes every year. This year's color was purple. The colors are based on the colors in the Made in Maui County Festival logo, and they rotate. There's 5 of them, and they rotate every year. And so it was really exciting. Everybody wanted to see the 140 local vendors, the handcrafted items, the unique art, the homegrown products, the amazing gourmet treats, and taste and sample all the fabulous food that was available, not to mention the food through the food trucks. And just see and hear about the ingenuity and the talent of our local makers. It really was just a sight to see. We had many new makers this year that we're going to hear from one in a little bit. And the attendance, each year, it on average over the 12 years, it's somewhere between 8,000 to 10,000. But the last couple of years, we've had challenging times after the wildfires and lower visitor counts. But we had over 7,500 people come to this year's event, and they were so excited. The energy was really an all-time high. And it just shows our deep community commitment in supporting local entrepreneurs. It was so exciting to see all the positivity. Then we had amazing musicians that just played for us, and it was phenomenal to have great music. And then the vendors themselves come on and do showcases of their products on stage. We had a fashion show, which was absolutely wonderful. Great clothing, great accents. We had 2 young girls featuring protea pods jewelry as part of the show, and they just were adorable and did such a phenomenal job. And just really excited about what's happening. And one of the things that's really important about this show, in addition to it being a phenomenal show where we attract people to shop from across, of course, Maui County, with vendors from Maui, Molokai, and Lanai, but also from across the state, we also bring in wholesale buyers, retailers, and distributors, the big shoppers who buy for stores or distribute to the stores. And one of those amazing partners is Hankyu Department Store from Japan. Hankyu has been coming for many years now to see all of the great things that Maui County has to offer. They are a major department store in Japan, and they have been visiting us and promoting Hawaii companies in their department stores now for many years. And this past year, in July, they had an Aloha-themed event for 2 weeks. They promoted 100 Hawaii brands. This 2-week event brought in 300,000 customers that garnered $2.9 million in sales in just 2 weeks for Hawaii companies, and that included companies from Maui County. And they came to us this year and are also planning a Hawaii Fair in 2026. So they are working with our State Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism. We are working with them, and we'll be communicating with them. But it is just such a tremendous opportunity and leveraged opportunity because, as we know, the people of Japan truly love Hawaii, and they love the Aloha spirit, and they love hula. And so it is just a wonderful opportunity for us to carry this forward again in 2026. And at the Maida Maui County Festival, we're always looking for ways to further help our local makers and expand their reach. And sometimes people will say, gosh, we were missing this company this year. And often through this show, when people connect with wholesale buyers, retailers, and distributors at a show, they then grow exponentially the next year. And sometimes they're not able to make the next show, or sometimes they're not able to make the next 2 or 3 shows as they're growing and meeting this growing demand that they connected with at the annual Made in Maui County Festival. But it is a wonderful time for them to grow, and it also leaves space for new companies coming in. And we had many new companies coming in this year. But people then return as they ramp up, as they meet these new demands with wholesale buyers and distributors, they grow. And so, we can't do this all without such an amazing community contribution and effort. And that comes in many ways. So we call it the annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival because Hawaiian Airlines is our title sponsor. And without them, we couldn't do this show. They come in and are a tremendous partner each year, and every year we're looking for new opportunities for them. This year, if you were a member of their Ho'oka'i program, you were able to have a special gate entrance and be welcomed by Hawaiian Airlines. They have been supporting us for a very long time as our title sponsor, and we can't say how much we deeply appreciate the contribution from the County of Maui. This festival has a phenomenal return on investment. We covered that the other week with Councilmember Yukile Sugimura, who's the budget chair. And, it's so important when we're using money, public money, right, resources from the county, that we look at what is that return on investment? How many dollars are we bringing in to support our community? And our ROI is over 400% over the 12 years we've been doing this. Actually, that was over the 11 years. That was prior to this year's festival. So it's going to go up. But it just shows that the investment dollars that we receive from the County of Maui to support these small businesses, to support these local makers who, put aloha and their love into everything that they do and share that, their skills, and the other people they work with to be a part of this festival is awesome. And one of the things that was really interesting is we were working with a reporter recently, and he was interviewing some of our local makers that were going to be in the show this year. And, talking about some of the, learning more about their company and the products they produce, but also their history with the show. And one of the advantages they said that was most important to them out of the show was the connection they make with other local makers, the shared camaraderie, the shared advice and counseling, how they help each other through this show and through the training they get through the show, that they learn so much, and it helps jettison them forward. So I really would like to just take a moment to, again, we really want to thank Hawaiian Airlines as our title sponsor. They've been doing this as our title sponsor for many years. To the County of Maui for their tremendous support. To Peisha Hawaii, who is our food court sponsor and comes in at a large level as well and is a huge supporter. To Hawaii State Federal Credit Union, Maui Grown Remedies, HMSA, Hawaiian Telecom Business, Hawaii Media, Maui Printing Company, Maui No Kaoi Magazine, Pacific Media Group, American Savings Bank, Maui County Federal Credit Union, MauiFoodTrucks.com, First Hawaiian Bank, Queen Ka'ahumana Shopping Center, Matson, Hawaiian Electric, Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, and Maui Hotel and Lodging Association. They are tremendous partners who came out to support this event this year. And seriously, when we say it takes a village, it takes a village to do this event. And we always have a special section because our Molokai and Lanai vendors like to be together. And so we have a special section off to the far right where it's a special area just for our sister island who come from Molokai and Lanai to be a part of this and share their amazing craft and products. And it takes about 100 volunteers. We usually have many people who kind of come in year after year and sign up with us. I think we registered somewhere between 70, 80 volunteers online in advance through the Made in Maui County Festival site. But in addition to that, we had people who were on island showing up and saying, we so love Maui and we happen to be on island. Can we volunteer? And it was so wonderful to see. They just wanted to be a part of the event. And we were so glad. We always buy some extra T-shirts just in case people show up on the day of, because it does happen. And we had so many wonderful people who said, look, I'm on island. We love this festival. We love shopping Maui. We come year after year, and we want to give back. And that was really tremendous. And then, of course, we have amazing food partners and people who donate the food to feed our festival volunteers, because it's hot in that sun, and they're running around and they're helping vendors get ready and get loaded in and loaded out, and making sure all of our guests coming in the gates get their totes and everything's packed and ready for them. But it was a glorious day and a sea of purple with the totes and the T-shirts and just all the community goodwill. And we just want everybody to know that, again, this festival happens annually. So next year will be our 13th annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. Hawaiian Airlines is, we are so thrilled with our partnership where they are returning again and for the next few years as our title sponsor. But next year will be on November 6th and 7th. And so this is a great time to start planning for all of those makers who maybe didn't participate in the show before or have been out for a few years. Start planning now. We'd love to see your applications coming in. We have so many amazing makers. And it is, again, always a juried show. For a very long time now, in the early days when we were first getting started, sometimes we had to extend our application deadline. We haven't had to do that for over the last 5 or 7 years. We have more vendors now. In fact, we had one vendor got replaced days before the event. Somebody had an emergency, and we had a vendor on the waiting list who was able just days before the event to come on in and participate in the show. We do everything possible to fill every space that we can. And, just know that we want to gear people up. It's going to be coming in November 6th and 7th in 2026. So start thinking about it now. And for those family and friends and coworkers who know amazing artisans and local makers, encourage them to participate. We're always surprised that sometimes people just don't know that their product or craft is ready yet. And yet they apply and they're scored so high, and sometimes they're just like amazed that they got in the show. And we're amazed that they didn't recognize how special their product really is. And that's one of the things we do. We want to work with people and help them see how phenomenal their offerings are, and help them grow and help them build their business around this, so they can do the thing that they really love and cherish most. And so there's many training opportunities by being a part of the festival. We alert them to opportunities year-round, so that they can gear up for the festival, but also help them look at ways to market and promote. And on that, it is the holiday season coming upon us. So we've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? We've got our Thanksgiving holiday. We've got Christmas coming up. There's so many things happening. So please continue to go to madeinmauicountyfestival.com. And right now, you can still be a part of the excitement of this year's festival. You can continue to track the social media. You can continue to give your input. We want you to share your stories from this year's festival. We want you to celebrate these amazing makers. So hashtag MIMCF2025, hashtag MIMCF2025 for Made in Maui County Festival 2025. Celebrate our 12th annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. Share your photos. Share the amazing things that you bought. Maybe not the ones for Christmas that are a secret for friends and family, but share some of the things that you got for yourself and the treasures that you brought home. Let people know that you love small businesses, you love shopping local, and you love shopping with our makers from Maui, Molokai, and Lanai. It's a great way to support them year-round. And we were thrilled to have all of the wonderful attendees there. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support to those who line up. We are just so blessed. And we had such an amazing blessing this year. We had people who were lined up singing as they were coming into the Made in Maui County Festival with our kahu, and it was just a wonderful treasure to celebrate and welcome people in that way. And just people cheering as the show ended. It was a fabulous celebration, and be a part of it. It's hard to describe the energy and the excitement, and how people wait year-round really for this amazing opportunity. But also, we're going to present you with other amazing opportunities this coming year where it won't be a big festival like this, but we'll be reminding you of some amazing products. So as you have shopping for not only the holidays, but every day, friends and family, birthdays and other celebrations, graduations, just any event that you can imagine, we have festival vendors who can share. And many of our festival vendors sold out. And when they do, they're not allowed to leave because they're still there to promote their amazing products. But we had a number of festival vendors selling out, and we'll be sharing those stories as they continue to come in. And each year we survey them to find out what really worked. If there was something that didn't work, we want to hear about it. If they have suggestions for changes, we want to know. And we take that information very seriously. And every year we tweak the festival to improve that so that we have an improved experience each and every year, looking at things that we can fix, looking at how we can improve, looking at their new ideas and seeing what else we can do to be of assistance. So again, there'll be a return on investment report coming out as we move into the county's budget season this year, which will share highlights and more stories. We'll be sharing, the survey results and some of the things that we're looking to do for next year. And just thank you all for being a part of this experience and for your aloha for small businesses and local makers. We truly treasure you. And so with that, I'm going to introduce one of those amazing makers. His name is Bill Tatro of Haleakala Farm. Bill came out of retirement after a 40-year career on Wall Street to teach at Lahaina Luna High School. He is now, with his wife Caprice, the co-owner-operator of Haleakala Farm. In addition to practicing regenerative agriculture, leading community workshops, and hosting farm tour experiences, Haleakala Farm is an artisanal baker and specializing in one-of-a-kind organic lilikoi shortbread cookies with edible flowers. Now, I also want to tell you this fun fact, which is really important for today. Bill's father was a Maui Marine in World War II, stationed here on Maui at the 4th Camp in Haiku, the 4th Marine Division, before they went to Iwo Jima in January of 1945 to defend America. Now, he has great pride in his father's son being born on Veterans Day. So, and his sweet grandma told him that when he was a child, imagine this now, his son was born on Veterans Day, and his grandmother tells him that all the red, white, and blue, the flags and the banners that are all abound and around the community on Veterans Day, all of that was a tribute on Veterans Day to celebrate his birthday. Imagine growing up and believing all of this fanfare is just for you. And the greatest part was he got to believe it for many, many years. I think that's a wonderful way to raise your children, and just believe that they are such a blessing and a celebration, that all that fanfare is for them. And he believed it for many, many years. So happy birthday, Bill.
Well, Pamela, thank you so much. First of all, the last name is Tatro. I got to correct that.
Oh, Tatro, thank you.
Yes. And then you implied that I don't believe that the flags are out there for me now at my birthday. I still believe that, Pamela. You never doubt Grandma. Remember that. Never doubt Grandma.
Oh, God love your grandma. Well, it does say he believed it for many years.
That's correct.
But I'm glad that you still believe that. And you know what, Bill? We're going to believe it, too.
God bless you.
So I'm so thrilled that you were in this year's Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. I know you had a great success this past weekend of sharing your Haleakala Farm organic lilikoi shortbread cookies with hundreds of shoppers and winning the first prize for your stunning booth. Tell us what makes Haleakala Farm so special.
Well, Pam, what's interesting is when you think about a farm, the farms start out and they're looking at crop. What are we going to grow? What's going to be in the soil? But we didn't start out that way. We started out with a mission. And the mission was to sustain, nurture, and inspire. And what we meant by that, and basically it was my wife's idea, to sustain the land through regenerative agriculture, to nurture human well-being through connection with nature, and to inspire creativity through using your hands to plant and harvest and make beautiful keepsakes using materials from the farm. Now, we grow lilikoi, we grow edible flowers, heirloom tomatoes, green beans, and garlic. And it's all nurtured with care and intention. And our organic lilikoi shortbread cookies capture that spirit. That's handmade right here in Maui with ingredients that truly represent the island's abundance. And everything we do, from the soil to the cookie, reflects this cycle of growth, creativity, and aloha. So it's not a crop, it's a mission. And I think that's what makes Haleakala Farm so special.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I love what you're doing with your farm. And as you say, put in the intention to do all of these amazing things each and every day. And of course, it's with intention, right, that we make great progress. And you've been making great progress. Tell us a little bit about how you're creating these unique experiences for locals and visitors and these amazing treats.
Well, we love bringing people into the story. And it's not just to see the farm, but to experience it. And through our Haleakala Upcycle, we have workshops. We teach people how to maximize food production in any space. Our farm, when you think of a farm, people say, oh, hundreds of acres, Maui Pono, thousands of acres and things like that. We are a half-acre farm. Half an acre. Think about that. And we're maximizing our food production, and we are, and then teaching people how to use every little space. We live within a closed loop system, and that minimizes the waste and it regenerates the soil. And we even teach people how to start a backyard chicken coop for fresh eggs. We're also
I love
developing
that.
the farm tours, and we give farm to table brunches and luncheons. And especially because we're very close to the Haleakala Summit. And we see visitors coming down from the Haleakala Summit after sunrise because we're just minutes from the Crater Road. So it's a natural place to stop and relax, enjoy a beautiful meal, connect with the land and local flavors in a real meaningful way. So again, it's the experience that we want to stress with the people who we want to see at our farm.
So tell us a little bit about these brunches and these lunches. What kind of food do you serve? What hours are you open? When can people experience it?
Yeah, well, basically what it is, it's farm to table. And farm to table meaning things that we grow, and it's how we're inspired to make the things that day. I mean, it can be everything from the brunch, the eggs, from the salad to what's happening. And in many instances where we're doing and we're going to invigorate this because we're going to be doing our holiday tours coming up between closer to Christmas time. People actually get their hands dirty in the soil a little bit, maybe picking some of the lettuce or grabbing out of the radishes or the pole beans and things like that. And what we'll do then is put them together, and the things that they have harvested, then all of a sudden it becomes a luncheon for them. So it's the experience, Pamela. It's the experience. Getting their hands dirty, and people love it. They love it.
No, absolutely. I remember, I haven't heard much about it for years, but we had another farm doing those kinds of things, and again, people loved, as you say, getting their hands dirty, actually doing the picking, and then seeing what they picked and cherished and wanted to see in the food go into a phenomenal recipe by local chefs. So it's great. So you folks must be great chefs as well.
Well, I like to look in the mirror and think I'm the great chef, but the reality is that my wife,
Caprice is the great chef.
Is the one. I mean, we're talking about she is the baker. We'll get into Lily Coy and the cookies, but she's the baker, and it was her recipe, and it's her ideas. I mean, she came from Wall Street also. Can you imagine that, coming from Wall Street after all those years, and you end up as a farmer up on up on the other side, as they say.
I absolutely love stories like that. And again, let's talk about that for a minute. So what sparked that? Was this always a love for the two of you, or what sparked going from Wall Street to becoming a farmer?
Well, it was basically, I think when we retired here, and then my wife threw me out and said, you got to go back to work. So I said, okay, and taught school for the last 7 years, and now have, basically retired to be her assistant on the farm. But she just got involved with it and became enamored with the whole aspect of it. And the idea of taking a small plot of land, and food is a very dramatic, important thing here in the island and in the state, and actually in the world. And to be able to create and to be able to grow, she was excited about that, and I supported her 100%. And it just been a wonderful experience. And we saw this last weekend at the Made in Maui Festival. It was just our first time there, and it just was invigorating. It was hard. It was difficult. It's
a lot of work.
Yeah, and you're setting up early in the morning, and it's just really hard to do, but it's fun, and it is you're seeing people, thousands of people. And they're enjoying your product, and then they're discussing, about your tours and things like that. So it was just an exciting weekend for us. I'm still tired, just to let you know.
Well, I was recovering yesterday, Sunday and a little bit yesterday, but I'm bouncing back now. We're ready again. But let's talk about the cookies. Tell everybody about these amazing Lily Coy shortbread cookies and the phenomenal flowers and the display that you do with these cookies.
Well, the thing is about the cookies, okay? We have two different kinds, same kind. It's a Lily Coy shortbread, And we put them in packages of 8 in the package. But then what she has is a gift box, and it's one single cookie. And what she does is she has the cookie, it's baked, and then it is she glazes it with the lilikoi glaze. She then takes the edible flower, which we grow, and in this instance it's dahlias. She puts the dahlia on the edible flower petal by petal, reglazes it, then she puts crystal and sugar, and then a touch of organic Hawaiian sea salt. It's then put into a box which has it's hermetically sealed, so it has a shelf life of several months, and which means you can ship it to the States or to the mainland. You can take it as a gift, etc. But then it's what they do is we'll have the people look at it and they'll say to me, "Do I eat this or do I just look at it?" It's a piece of art, and it was so exciting for people to see this particular cookie and at the festival, and it just was amazing. And the story that I just told you, how she made it, people continue to ask, "How'd she make it? How'd she make it?" I probably told that story 300 times on Friday and Saturday. So
I'll bet you did.
If you go to, and people can see what the cookie looks like, they go to haleakalafarm.com, and that's the website, and it's pictures of the cookie and the cookies, actually, and it's just, they not only do they look good, but guess what? They taste good, too, because we give samples, and when people taste them, it's just, just terrific.
Absolutely. People were raving about the samples. I told you I heard that the committee had amazing comments about the product, and then you came out with the new product with the flower on top that is just stunning. I mean, it is a piece of art with that window box, and it just shines through. Well, Bill, we have got just a quick moment to tell everybody how they can reach out to you if they want to do the farm tour, and then we're going to have to say a quick goodbye.
Well, one of the things is they can reach us at haleakalafarm.com. But one of the things, and I just want to insert there, is where we're going next. We're so excited because we're reaching into the corporate world. We're into the wedding world. We're just our mission is being accomplished, and it's just taking us. It's like, it reminds me of, somebody said, the little acorn, which is making and growing into the giant oak tree. That's what Haleakala Farm is as it reaches its mission.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. That was perfect. I just want to, again, wish you a happy birthday. We're all believing Veterans Day is here for you and all of the amazing veterans and their families. Thank you to everybody for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again next Tuesday right here on KAOI for Business Matters. Blessings and aloha. Ahui ho.